Look, a new view. This is just the camera's closer to me so I can control it, but yeah, we're about to throw it away into the bag. It is up there, I promise. I'm still all connected and everything. I also have to make sure that the cats don't attack this because I'm terrified that one day Artemis especially loves chewing on stuff. I'm terrified she's gonna just bite through it and I'm gonna have IV fluids spraying everywhere. But yeah, just a little update. I'm definitely getting very cold right now. Trying to stay tucked in, especially that arm because that's where the fluid's going in. It gets a lot colder. Sometimes I feel like my hands turn blue because I'm so cold, but I might be crazy. Diana's pretending to talk on a phone, so at least she's not totally glued to the TV all day. And I'm just sitting here playing on my phone, and that's the update. I don't have to pee yet. You can't play with that right now, I'm sorry. No, the kitties are being fine. She wants a spray bottle that we use on the cats sometimes. But she always wants it when the kitties are being good. She actually can't even use it. Anyway. The spray bottle. Yes. We'll play with it later, okay? I'm hoping we're supposed to do a grocery trip today. And I'm hoping that just getting out of the house a little, as hard as it will be for me, will be a little better for her. So, yeah, that's the update. The time is 10:18. I'm halfway through my bag and urgently need to pee, so. Oh, you're gonna smile at the camera? Yeah. I don't know if I can see you right now. You can come closer. Can we get a nose wipe? Come on. Oh, good job. You poor sick girl. Okay. I gotta go to the bathroom. Ugh. Thank you.
Hi, Mommy.
Hi, Diana. Oh. Are you okay? Did you take a little spill? Maybe kiss your hands better? Okay. Is that better? Okay. Okay, I'll turn it on. Hang on. Okay. Here, it's on. There you go. Okay. Alright, back to sitting and waiting for this IV to finish and playing on my phone. Maybe I'll check social media. We'll see. I feel like I look really pregnant from this angle. It's 10:59. IV's done. I really had to go to the bathroom again, so I just sat there till it finished because it was almost done. And I knew I'd have to pee a little more probably. So now I gotta take it all off and get warm again because my whole left arm feels like it's been sitting in a refrigerator. It's a fancy little cap for my tubing that has, it's like got alcohol inside, like a little bit of alcohol pad to keep it clean. And then I just wrap around my arm, tuck it in this fun little sock thing to keep it out of the way so I don't yank it out on anything. Ta-da! Oh. And unfortunately, all that other tubing and stuff with the bag just gets thrown away. I could use the tubing more than once if I use it within 24 hours. But because I'm only doing the fluids once a day, the tubing is only really good once a day. Oh. What do you need help with? Okay, one moment. One moment. You also may notice I brushed my hair. I wasn't looking in a mirror, but it's brushed. And also it looks gross, but I did shower yesterday. I'm not very good at washing my hair with mostly one hand. I can get my arm up here, but it starts to pinch a little if I bend too tight. So, yeah, my hair's lucky that it gets cleaned at all. It's usually not well. So now, I'll probably move to the couch and figure out what my child wants. Try to get warm again and wait for my husband to get up so we can hopefully go shopping soon. If you noticed when I was trying to stand up before, it's very difficult. Some fun things about pregnancy: your body changes a lot, go figure, to accommodate another human being. When you have already been pregnant before, your body knows what it's doing. So the next time you're pregnant or times after that, your body's like, yeah, we got this. So it starts changing sooner and faster. Plus when you are carrying multiples, like me, it goes even faster and sooner. So this is, I mean, I'm slouching and not sitting super well, but this is my bump at 14.5 weeks. And I think with my last pregnancy, I was this big at maybe 6 months. So, granted, I didn't get very big at all with Diana. She was a very small baby, and I didn't grow out very much. But combination of it being my second pregnancy and having twins, I felt like I was showing very early, which is also funny because a lot of people don't even announce that they're pregnant until at least after 13 weeks. Some people wait till about 20 weeks when your babies are typically much more viable at that point. There's the risk of miscarriage goes down incredibly at that point. So, especially if people are nervous about losing their babies, they won't even announce it. But I've heard from other moms of multiples as well that when you're pregnant with multiples, you can't really hide it. And some people as early as like 6 weeks are showing so much already. And people are like, are you pregnant again? And you don't want to lie about it. So people find out pretty soon. Which is why I announced my pregnancy pretty early too. Because A, I was excited. And then a couple weeks later I found out it was twins. So then I had to announce that because I was excited and shocked. And Diana is super excited. She loves to kiss both babies. She'll kiss my belly as part of her nighttime routine. And she always says 2 babies and gives 2 kisses to both the babies. Another weird thing is that sometimes I think I can already feel them moving a little bit, which I've heard is also more common. Partially, I mean, they don't have as much room, obviously. even though they're still pretty small, but I also sort of know what I'm looking for. Yeah, because I've experienced it before. So sometimes I feel like they are fighting in there or something. It's like WWE and they're letting themselves be felt. Also, during multiple ultrasounds, I have discovered that my babies are very wiggly, just like their big sister. And already like to bug each other because at one point one was sitting on the other one's head. So that was cute and fun, I guess. I didn't even finish what I started out by saying, which was that things happen faster. So this happened faster, but also my hips are spreading, and they started spreading a lot sooner and a lot faster, and it's extremely painful. So between being stuck sitting a lot or reclining a lot even, that also puts a lot of pressure on my tailbone. And then the sudden increase in weight on my pelvic bone and everything, and my hip spreading has definitely made this super fun concoction of pain in my pelvis. So I'm also already like waddling. Like I probably haven't even gained that much weight or anything, and I'm waddling more than women who are like ready to give birth right now that I know. And I feel like in geriatric, just like trying to stumble around most of the time because everything hurts. And I try and walk a little because I know that can help strengthen it, but I also feel so crappy most of the time. I just can't win. Alright, I'll stop talking for now. Check in later. It is 2:45. We are finally getting out of the house. This is actually not a usual adventure for me because driving is pretty painful and Matt's not always available to drive. So it's a toasty 54 degrees outside, and I actually feel like I'm boiling in this car, so we're putting down a window, so it'll probably be a little louder. But we haven't been grocery shopping in probably more than a week. Driving sucks because I try and brace myself for bumps or something, but even that is kind of painful. And then if I hit the bumps anyway, it's painful. I really hate Utah drivers. Sorry if you're a Utah driver. I may not actually hate you, but there's a lot of cars out here that I really hate when they drive. They're dumb. Matt's laughing at me. Matt's a good driver. He's born and raised in Utah, and he's not a bad driver. And Diana, you're gonna be a good driver, right? She hasn't been out of the house in a couple of days either, so I think she's enjoying this. Plus, she's front facing now, so she can see so much more. So yeah, we really desperately need groceries. Everything's going bad. Or if you saw the fridge earlier, it's mostly empty. We also have to go to DI first because someone is getting so big. Is that you, Diana? Are you getting so big? She's also tired because she hasn't had a nap today and she's sick, so we'll see if she falls asleep at any point. But yeah, we really need to get her some new clothes because literally she's growing out of all of them. So we're gonna go to DI, hopefully survive there, and then we're gonna go to the store, grocery store, and I'm gonna follow Matt and Diana around on a scooter cart and look ridiculous and pitiful because I'm almost 26 and I'm already riding a scooter cart around the store. Life's great. 3:33. Nice timing. Definitely took longer than we wanted. And also, I think combination of it being warming up from winter and also I'm pregnant, I just couldn't do my hoodie. But you know, Diana wanted hers off too, so now we look like total summer babes. Except I'm so exhausted and we still have to go to the grocery store. But I imagine that if I was trying to do this trip alone, it would have been even worse because, well, I wouldn't be blinded by the sun, but I'd be trying to drive and focus on driving while also taking care of Diana, who like needed snacks that trip and is getting cranky because she's tired. I already feel out of breath and like I'm panting just from walking to the car. So yeah, definitely getting the scooter at the grocery store. Now we just have to get there. So I'm gonna take this break as a breather. Okay, 4:34, finally out of Smith's, on our way home. I realize shopping trips can take a while anyway, but partially because, I mean, we have the whole family out, but I am not doing much because I don't want to have to be getting in and out of the scooter the whole time, because that's a pain. I also thought about pulling out the camera, but didn't, because then it would ruin the experiment of how many people are going to look at me weird for using the motorized cart, which honestly I didn't notice anyway. Well, I think I got some looks and I got some comments. I'll get back to that in a moment. But mostly I was pretty focused on just getting our stuff and getting out of there, because it already felt like such a long trip. Diana wanted to say hi, but now is distracted because we're driving and she is oh so very in need of a nap. Let's face it, we all could use a nap, but it's a little late in the day for that. We're gonna get blinded by the winter sun that is just constantly low and blinding around here. So going into the store, I guess they weren't as busy because I had plenty of carts and motorized carts all waiting, but all of the motorized carts would have had to been backed out or turned around, and I don't think there was much room to turn them around. And all the other carts were still very close to them, so I did not feel confident safely maneuvering a cart out of there. So I tried to get Matt to do it, and then he couldn't figure out how to get it turned on and moving. So I really had to pee then, go figure, so I did that. And Matt changed a diaper. And then we finally found someone who could go get carts for us. And I was just trying to stay out of the way, so we were kind of more in the store already. And I saw an employee pull out a cart, but he didn't even come further into the store, and this old guy was climbing in the cart, like, took it from him. I was like, okay, I mean, I guess if he didn't know someone else was waiting for that cart, but I still thought, wow, if he knew, I bet he'd feel ashamed. It was fine though, because then the guy came out and he was like, well, was there someone else who needed a cart too though? And she's like, yeah, she's right here, so he still got me a cart. It worked out. The carts are not comfortable to sit in, so that's another reason I want to get out of there fast, because I just need to rest my tailbone, not on one of those seats. It also helped us keep our groceries a little bit more sorted out, just between my little basket and Matt's cart. So then we get through the store finally, we're checking out. That's a bit of a pain when you have more than one cart, just because you're taking up so much space in the checkout line, even though we didn't really have that much stuff. So apologies to anyone who's been stuck behind people like that, but I'm sure they're not trying to make your life difficult. And the cashier is like, are you doing okay? And at that point I was kind of, probably did not look as okay. I know I've been having to sigh a lot more, and Matt says I sigh like my mom, which is a very frustrated sounding sigh, even though it's literally just because I'm trying to catch my breath. But I was like, oh, I'm just pregnant with twins and it's been kind of rough, and so she wanted to talk about babies and pregnancy and everything, and she was really nice, which is nice too, because I'd rather have the cashier seem friendly than be like, oh, look at you taking up all this time, because I already have anxiety about that anyway, about taking up too much time and being in people's way. And then I got my cart out of the way as fast as I could, so that then Matt could finish up with the cart he had with Diana and everything. And then he put the rest of the groceries all in his cart and went out to the car, and I said I'd park the motorized cart and meet him. So I'm pulling out and dreading the idea of putting the motorized cart back, because I figured I could just pull in because that's how they were before, but that's not super great for other people. And And luckily I saw someone else kind of struggling with a cart. There's a guy and a girl. The guy was holding crutches, but I realized he was holding them for the girl who was trying to get the cart out. So I just kind of yelled over and I was like, hey, I am just finishing with this cart if you want to use it. It's still like fully charged. And he comes over, he's like, oh yeah, that'd be great. And then he sees, I think it was my arm, because he gestured at his arm and was like, what'd you do? And I realized the girl he was with had like a boot on her leg and the crutches were hers. So she obviously like couldn't walk super easily and needed the cart. But he's probably just looking at me with this weird sock thing on my arm, thinking it's some dumb cast or something, and why do I need a cart with that? And I was just like, I'm just pregnant with twins and not doing so great. And he was like, oh, bless you. And I was like, okay, at least he's not gonna be like rude about it. But that's probably also because we're in Utah. So I think the stigma around pregnant women in Utah, luckily, is that they're a little more revered, or respected at least. So it makes it a lot easier to be pregnant in a place where you don't have to feel quite as judged by other people, especially when that pregnancy is hard. On the other hand, I'm still, like I've said, not super far along. Like I just got out of my first trimester, and most normal pregnancies at this point, women would not be struggling this much. So I do still feel bad that I am such a problem and a struggle for so many other people. But yeah, that's a personal problem. Diana is snoring because she's so congested, but she fell asleep. So I guess I'll stay in the car and see how long she sleeps. And Matt will take in groceries. And then we're probably gonna get ready to go to the in-laws tonight. Oh, thank you, it is warm in here. Just because they take care of us and give us free food. But I can update later about that. All right, well, it's only 6:46, but we're gonna head up to Sandy right now and spend the weekend with my in-laws because they're awesome. We're gonna go see Grandma and Papa?
Yes.
Yeah, are we gonna have fun? Oh, don't touch that, please.
Oh.
That's how it looks at us. Hang on, we're talking. I don't think there's really anything else to update. This has been, again, not a super typical day because I usually do less. And we went 2 places today, and we're going up to see Grandma and Papa. But nothing else really exciting happened in my life.
No, Papa, Mommy.
Yeah, we're gonna go. But this is life being pregnant with twins and having a 2-year-old who did take a short nap, but is apparently now saying no paparazzi. So, can you say subscribe? Can you say subscribe?
No, Papa.
Can you say like?
No. What?
Well, she hates my videos, I guess. But if you enjoyed it, like, subscribe. I'll post something else eventually.